To begin, let's start by titling our page. So let's call it how to draw shapes. Yeah, so if we are to run it, yeah, then the title appears. And then let's create a style tag, and then let's give our body a property. So let's give it a width of 100%, 100% width, and the height, let's say 10,000 pixels. 10,000 pixels. Again, if you run it, we should see the changes, and we do see the changes. Now let's move on to our body. SVG. Let's close that. Let's start with a circle. So comment circle. Circle. So that's how you do it. I'm just closing it. So we need to type in the x coordinates of the circle. So that'll be cx. Let's put it at, let's say 100. Then the y coordinates of the circle, that'll be cy. Let's put it at 200. And now we need the radius of the circle. So let's say it has a radius of 100. And the circle needs a color. So that'll be the fill. Let's make it yellow. Alright. So if you run it, we should see a circle. So yeah, here's our circle. But it seems our circle is almost cut in half, or more than cut in half. It's because of this, the SVG's properties. We have not defined a width for it, so let's give it a width of 100%, also a width of 100%, and let's give it a height. The height should be 5,000 pixels. 5,000 pixels, and if we run it, we should see our circle. And there you have it, a circle. Okay, let me change the y coordinate of the circle a bit. Let's make it 150. Okay, so now let's move on to an ellipse. So ellipse. And that's how you do it. Let me close it. Now it's time for the x coordinates of the ellipse. Use the same variables as you do for the circle. So the x coordinate needs to be a bit farther from the circle. So let's say 400, and then the y coordinates, it can be on the same level of the circle, so 150. Now the thing about ellipses, you have it's split in two components. So it's like a circle. We have the vertical component and the horizontal component. So Rx is for the horizontal component. So let's make it 100. So think of it as radius of x. So let's make it 100. And then Ry, that will be for the vertical component of the ellipse. Let's also make it 100. And if you run this code, you realize that it will look like a circle. So let's also make it yellow. And let's run it and see. So yeah, you see that it looks like a circle, but this is what we can do. If we make this 150, that's the Rx components, this side should expand. And there you have it. Now what about the Ry components? Well, if we change it, the bottom size should expand, and since we made the arc smaller, they should become the same radius of the circle. So there you have it. So let's move on. Let's move on to square. A square. Oh, I didn't write the comments well. A square. So that's how you do it. Let me close it. So you need an x coordinate. Now you just type x. So let's give an x coordinate of, let's use the x coordinate of a circle, but maybe smaller. So let's say 50. Then a y coordinate. It needs to be lower than the circle. So let's give a y coordinate of 400. Then it's a width. Let's give it a width of 100. And then a height. Let's call this height. Let's make it 100. And of course, it needs the color. That's fill. Let's make it yellow as well. So if we run it, it should work. Okay. Oh, okay. I see my mistake. It's not supposed to be square. Sorry guys. It's supposed to be rect, as in rectangle. So now it should work. Yeah, and there you have it. It works. So take note. It's not square. I type is rectangle. Now let's do one for rect. Or should I rather say rectangle? Alright. So if you have already guessed, it's the same. The same as that for the square. Alright. But the only thing that changes for the rectangle is the width component. That's what determines the width or the height. That's what determines whether it's a rectangle or a square. So also 400. Then the width, let's make it 200. Then let's make the height also be 200. Then the fill, as the color, should be yellow. Now this should work, and there you have it. Oh, I made the height 200 as well. Sorry, so 100. Yeah, there you have it. Another, oh, it's like a square, but now it's a rectangle. So if you decrease the width and you increase the height, let's say you make it 300, this will happen. It becomes longer. Now let's say you make it the same as the square. So 100 on both sides. You get the same size as the square. So basically the square and the rectangle, drawing them is the same. You just change the values for the width and the height. Now I want to show you something. Rather than typing fill, you can just type style. So style equals to, then you have fill. So fill over here. Then yellow. And then let's go to stroke. Yes. Let's make it green. And then stroke width. So stroke width, that's over here. That will make it 2 pixels. Now watch what happens. There you have it. it gives you a sort of outline around the circle. Outline around the circle. Uh, Let me move the circle closer to the ellipse. Yeah. So if we increase the stroke width, this should happen. Now, let's just copy it for the rest and change the color a bit. So I'll make this red, then I'll make the stroke blue. And let's say I make this blue, then I make the stroke red. And finally, let's make this green, then make the stroke yellow. So let's see what happens. And there you have it, how to draw simple shapes using HTML. So in case you learned a lot from this video, kindly subscribe and set notifications to all so that you'll be alerted when I post a video on how to draw complex shapes such as these, or shapes like triangles, pentagons, octagons, or the gons. If you are wondering why drawing a triangle was not included in this video, God willing, that will be explained in the next video. Thanks for watching.